Welcome back, guys, to yet another World of Warcraft video for the War Within. Today we are talking a little bit about enchanting and a disenchanting build that I've been using these last couple of days that is probably going to be very good, going all the way into season 1 and probably even further than that. But before we do get into the video, make sure that you guys drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with all the notifications on, because that way you will not miss any future videos. And also make sure that you check out GoldCap down in the comments below and also the description below, because it's a great gold making community, both a website full of WoW guides, also a Discord with, you know, premium channels and all that. So if you're interested at all, make sure you go check that out, and also use Sansiful as your code for 10% off. But that's about it. Let's get straight into the video. So something that I've been doing these last couple of days on stream, but also just in game, is I've been buying up green items on the auction house. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because you can't, the only way that you can really mass craft any kind of green item through professions compared to previous expansions is crafting profession gear. But here's the thing. The profession gear crafts in every single profession that you have available right now is way more expensive than greens are on the auction house, okay? And because of that, Stormdust will actually keep quite a high price, making it so there's some potential for some shuffling opportunities. Now, your build for enchanting, it takes quite a lot to actually set up. So take a look here. These are the things that impact your disenchanting, okay? The secondary profession stats, they mean absolutely nothing for disenchanting, okay? But you still want your green tools because the skill, the base skill, impacts your disenchanting. So that's number one. Number two, designated disenchanter is the only profession tree that does anything for your disenchanting. Now, these are segmented into each gear quality because you only get the materials from their respective gear quality. So if you want Stormdust, you have to disenchant green gear. If you want Gleaming Shards, you have to disenchant blue gear. If you want, you know, Refulgent Crystals, you have to disenchant epic gear. Now, the reason why I went into Stormdust first is because we can't mass craft cheaply these greens, and I was thinking, because of all the 2x4 farms, I'm probably going to be able to purchase a lot of these items off the auction house and make myself a nice decent profit. Now, there isn't really a simple well, crafting cost for this, and I don't want to give you guys a good gold per hour, well, a nice super average gold per hour, because it all depends on the prices on the auction house and how fast you can actually buy greens, depending on whether or not there's any lag on the auction house, whether or not the prices are good on the auction house and all that. But for what I did just yesterday, and it's actually with these exact prices for Stormdust and the auction house, I made anywhere from 60k to 100k an hour doing this, okay? Very volatile. It could be a little less, it could be a little more, but again, this fully depends on how fast you're buying these greens off the auction house. What I can say is that you get on average about 3 Stormdust back when you disenchant something, but because the RNG is so varied when you're actually disenchanting things, you cannot expect to get the rank 2s and 3s a lot more than the rank 1s, okay? So keep that in mind. You will always get the most of the rank 1s, even with the build that I just showed you. Really keep that in mind. And say that you are only going to do like 20 greens or 30 greens. You could get really unlucky and barely get any rank 3s at all, or you could get really lucky and get a bunch of rank 3s. So you have to be pretty, you know, careful if you're not buying in big portions. With these prices that we have right in front of your faces right here, 144 on rank 1, 175 on rank 2, 534 on rank 3, I would buy greens all the way up to 400 gold. Obviously, if you can purchase them for less than that, that's absolutely great. And you always want to check if you can make your profession gear in any of these professions for cheaper than that, right? The green pieces. Now, if you want to min-max the build, then what I was talking about before is you need 30 points into Designated Disenchanter, and you need 30 points into Uncommon Utilitarian, okay? The reason why I put 15 points here is I'm also working on an epic build, but for Stormdust purposes, once you have 30 points into here and 30 points into here, that is the absolute max that you can impact it, right? Besides your base skill in the profession. So eventually you also want blue tools for it. But that's literally everything that you can do. So that puts a disenchanting build like this in quite a good position. Obviously, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. To make your disenchanting easier, there's something like using TSM Destroy. TSM Destroy can just do it like this. I'll show you guys, even though that I'm not supposed to disenchant that. It'll just be like this right here, and you'll go ahead and just click destroy next, destroy next, destroy next. You just want to make sure you don't have anything in your inventory you don't want to, you don't actually want to disenchant. But you can also see, you can also hide it from the session. That's also a possibility. Because this actually works until you log out or relog, but that's annoying. So I would just recommend not having anything in your inventory that does it like that. Otherwise, you'll have to make disenchanting macros, but because there's so many different names for all of these things, it's a little varied for how much you actually have to do. But here's the thing. There's a couple different ways to buy greens. Right now, most of the add-ons that you can use for purposes like that don't work because it's a brand new expansion. A lot of the add-ons still need patching. And on top of that, there's so much action going on in the auction house that they just lag out before you get any real value out of it. So here's what I do, right? The profession gear has a required level of 68. So what I do is I click on filters in the base UI. I type in 68 to 80. And because I don't want anything from Dragonflight, I say current expansion only. And for this purpose, I'm only looking for greens. So I click off every, rare, epic, and common. And then it's only going to show me the uncommons for this level bracket. Then I have 3 options. You go check your profession gear, right? There's some decent ones under 400 here. You go check your armor, and then you can go check your weapons. And that's all it is. And all I do is I click in on each of these and I go purchase. There are ways you can speed this up a little more normally, but this is what I do. And when the auction house isn't laggy and there's not issues like that, I can spend about, if it's a normal hour, I can expect to spend like, half an hour buying greens and then half an hour disenchanting. But again, this is all based on how quick you are at that, so a gold per hour is a little hard to say. But again, you can expect when you disenchant a green with the build that I've just shown, you get about 3 Stormdust on average. And I can't tell you how much of rank 1s, how much of rank 2s, or how much of rank 3s that is, because the averages for that only really make sense when you are doing large portions, okay? Very large portions. But the vast majority of what you will get is going to be rank 1. Just keep that in mind. And also, I say it's on average 3 Stormdust that you get. That can also be varied, because it's not always going to be 3, right? The reason why it's on average 3 is it can be 1, but it can also be 6. So there's a lot more gold that you can make if you get lucky early on. But again, that's just a bunch of yapping. I hope this makes sense for you guys. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop that down in the comments below. I will also be streaming every single day at the moment, so make sure you guys check out the Twitch channel to see if I'm live. I'm live usually for quite a lot of hours throughout the day. But either way, I appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for watching this video. If you did make it to this point in the video, make sure that you type chocolate down in the comments below, because I ate some chocolate yesterday and it's still in front of me. I'll probably have some more today, so type chocolate down in the comments below. I'd appreciate it, because then I can see that you made it to this point. But that is going to be everything that I have for this video. Until the next one, see ya.